Sai Ram and greetings from the pearl of the Indian Ocean, this beautiful island nation of Sri Lanka, where I have come to attend the Sri Sathya Sai International Conference, which was held over 3 days and which was a big success with more than 1200 participants from across 20 countries. Now I am in the province of Jaffna in Sri Lanka, and this place is so immensely blessed by nature and by God. The land is beautiful, the skies are beautiful, the waters are mesmerizing with different shades, and there is a lot of bird life, wildlife. Wow! In every sense it feels like a paradise. After the conference, I had the blessings of Swami to visit some of the interior places in this region in Jaffna, and I went to this place called Mulittivu. Tivu means island, and most of the places have this word attached to them in Jaffna and Sri Lanka, Tivu. Now here is a group of devotees who came so lovingly to welcome all of us at Mulittivu. As you see this photograph, can you spot what is unique, or rather what is odd in this place? Well, I agree that photograph has not been taken in the perfect angle to make out what is odd. Here is a chant that these people did inside the beautiful Sai Center that they have over here. Can you now spot what is odd? Well, for those of you who could not get it, men are very conspicuous by their absence in this place, because starting from 1983 till 2009, for almost 3 decades, this has been the heartland of a very savage and cruel conflict, ethnic conflict between the Tamil speaking and the Sinhala speaking people, and it resulted in the loss of tens and thousands of lives and displaced millions and millions of people, not just within Sri Lanka but across the world. That is what resulted in Sri Lankans being scattered all around the globe. And this conflict has resulted in severe losses for many families, and that is why you see no brothers, no husbands, no sons, no fathers. An entire generation of men have been wiped out fighting a war of greed, of selfishness, of envy, and of mainly hatred. And therefore, because of this war, the people have been impoverished in more than one sense. And yet, they are extremely rich, extremely blessed in their love and devotion to Swami, love and devotion to God. And when I saw this, when I saw that none of them have even traveled to India, let alone Brindavan or Prashanti Nilayam, and yet they have unflinching devotion to Swami, I wondered how is it possible that when you have not got anything, when life has damaged and destroyed you, you are still holding on to God. That's when I learned the secret that is embodied in the life of Mother Kunti of the Mahabharata. It is a secret that these people have grasped and been endowed with. When we look at Mother Kunti in the Mahabharata, we realize that even as her children were born, she lost her husband Pandu. After that, she had to take care of her children, and by the time her children, the Pandavas, reached an age where they could take care of her, they lost the kingdom and had to go into the forest in exile. So Mother Kunti's woes continued. After the exile, just as her children returned and they thought that they could get back their kingdom, they were forced into a war, and yet again Mother Kunti's life was filled with suffering. And at the end of the war, Lord Krishna, in a very loving gesture, comes to Mother Kunti and asks, What is it that you want? Ask and I shall grant it to you. And to everybody's shock, including Lord Krishna's shock, Mother Kunti says, "Oh Lord, fill my life with difficulties." Fill it with difficulties? Have you not suffered enough? Yes, O Lord, and that is why I have always thought of you. I have always kept thinking of Krishna, because when I am not facing difficulty, I don't think of you. So therefore, O Lord, I get my contentment, peace, joy and happiness only in thinking of you. Therefore, fill my life with difficulties. This is the strange prayer that Mother Kunti made. Lord Krishna smiled. Difficulties take us close to God. Life, Swami says, is like pleasure is an interval between two pains. Even as we are enjoying, we can be assured that pain is round the corner. And yet, if we depend on this pleasure and pain for our happiness, we will never be happy. It is only with God that we will be happy. Dr. Shiva Koneshan is a very, very successful doctor practicing in Jaffna. He is a native of Jaffna and he was caught in the middle of this conflict in the 1980s and the 1990s. His home was located right beside the Jaffna fort, which was the army camp, and therefore the LTTE fighters would keep shooting at the fort, whereas the soldiers would shoot from the fort, and there were stray bullets and shells, bomb shells that could fall on any home. Dr. Shiva Koneshan along with his family stayed there, and many people had lost their homes, and therefore every night about 50 people would sleep in their home. It was a two-story home. There was no electricity. There was no water. Every day they had to go and fetch water. They had to manage to somehow get rations and they had to stay. Because if they leave their home, where do they go? This went on till many people began to die and many homes got destroyed except Dr. Shiva Koneshan. And why? He says we would do bhajans every day, Sai bhajans, and we felt our Swami will protect us, and Swami protected us. Every day he kept protecting us. Our father, he says, would often tell us, let us leave the home and go, but we would say no, Swami will protect us till Swami indicates to us, let us not go. Then one evening, as they completed their bhajan and they sat for Jyoti meditation, as they were meditating, one bullet hit the upper story glass and it shattered. It shattered the glass, it also shattered their meditation. And the father said, this is Swami's indication. As I was meditating on Swami, Swami has indicated that it is time to leave. Let us vacate the home immediately. Vacate and go where? Go another 4-5 kilometers inland and please seek shelter in some other home, seek refuge in some other home. This is how their life was for 2 decades. They did that the next morning. The first thing they did was vacate their home with whatever they could carry and went. They in fact had an underground bunker as well, because when there are air raids, you go and hide in the bunker. The very next evening, their entire home which they had vacated got bombed. It was razed to the ground, including the bunker. The bunker had suffered damage. Had they stayed back, they would have totally been wiped out. And with gratitude in his heart and tears in his eyes, Dr. Shiva Koneshan remembers, recollects and offers gratitude to Swami, saying, Swami protected us, he continuously protected us. Today I am here able to serve society, able to sing his glory, able to talk to you because of Swami's grace. He also narrated how exactly during this time of conflict and war, in hundreds of homes, all in Jaffna, Swami's photograph began to ooze vibhuti and amrit, giving people hope and courage that don't worry, why fear when I am here. So though they suffered losses on the economic front, most of them survived with their life and they firmly believe that it was Swami's grace that kept them alive. In fact, I met Mr. Manoharan. He is a tabla player in the Mullitivu center and he plays amazing tabla. He sings Swami's bhajans and his words ooze with love and gratitude towards Swami. Amazing thing, he has never gone to Prashanti Nilayam, not travelled outside Sri Lanka. He said that he would play tabla and he had the chance to listen to Sai bhajans, he got so attracted and he began to play and sing, and his love for Swami kept growing. He had to go through areas filled with landmines, bombing as always, and so many times he had close encounters with death. He said he would always pray, Swami, if I die, I know I will reach you. But if I don't die, Swami, please don't take away my hands. Take away my legs if you want. Don't take away my hands, for I would love to play tabla for you. Well, Manoharan didn't lose his life, didn't lose his hand, didn't lose his leg, nothing. He served as a postman after the war, and now he continues to dedicate all his time singing Swami's bhajans and leading a contented life.
So I am not going to Puttaparthi, I am feeling, but he came in this place giving Swami is giving to everybody, have the everybody have giving to the Arul, it means, I don't know, sir.
Love.
Blessing. Yeah, blessing. Swami is blessing here. So I am not feeling.
What is amazing is they did not cry, they did not criticize, they did not lose hope, they did not get into a negative mindset. Even in such circumstances, kept their faith in Swami alive. That is why Swami would say, Na sukhat labhyate sukham. It's why by pleasure you won't get more pleasure. It is pain that teaches you true joy, because it takes you closer to God. Definitely all these wonderful people got so close to Swami in their heart without even having seen him. Just that photograph. Everybody in this Thaniruttu Sai Center that I got the chance to visit have been those who escaped from this war. You know, as the conflict grew intense and the army was about to finish off the rebels, they were all restricted in one small area with just one narrow corridor for anybody wanting to escape. Everybody would say that if you want to run away and escape, carry Sai Baba's photo in your pocket and escape. And carrying Swami's photo in the pocket, many have escaped. All of them escaped, and all such escaped people came together and started this Thaniruttu Sai Center. Can you believe this amazing sequence of events? I don't think it is documented anywhere, but ask any of them, they say that either them or their forefathers, they ran away escaping with Swami's photo in the pocket, and they noticed that all of them have this common love, which is Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. So they started with a small center, and that center has grown. That has been the story across multiple centers that I visited in this province of Jaffna. For instance, I went to the Kilinochi Sai Center, and I was told that a small shed was how this Kilinochi Sai Center began. But over the years, as people returned to normalcy, as more and more people began to let go of the war life, the conflict life, and get back to proper life, they would dedicate large amounts of their resources, time and energy for Swami, and that is why that Kilinochi Sai Center today has become this magnificent building. Of course, the Sri Sathya Sai International Organization has been working and has been supporting all these different Sai Centers wholeheartedly through some amazing instruments of Bhagwan that are spread all across Sri Lanka, in Colombo, in Jaffna, everywhere. The Jaffna Sai Center is another marvel, and I remember I got so inspired when I went there that I did my first ever live YouTube broadcast from there. In case you missed that, you can have a look at that 10-minute video in this link that is given above. Let us remember our brothers and sisters in Sri Lanka who have utilized difficulties as vehicles to grow very close to God and earn peace, contentment, joy and gratitude in life. May we always use all the difficulties that we face in our life in this manner. Dear Swami, let our love for you keep growing stronger every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.